Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for September 25th through October 1st, 2017. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath. I know there's a lot of things going on, and we really just need to take this moment, take this time for ourselves. So just kind of let all of that go. Let all that resistance, that anything that causes you anxiety or stress, fear, or causes you to feel insecure, just let it go. Let that it's all resistance, and just let it go. And be present with your I am presence, and just be in the moment, allowing peace to envelop your heart, and just relax into your breath. And don't try to, they wrote the word soft, so just sort of soften your glaze. Just be soft and gentle towards any resistance that comes up. And just really focus in on the love that you're experiencing. The love that will resonate with you. The messages that your angels will speak into your heart as you're hearing these messages. You'll be receiving your own messages as you're listening. And they're giving me a clear indication. I can feel a sense of them touching the heart chakra. And it's almost, as they touch it, it's sort of set ablaze with a divine fire, a spiritual fire, a passion of your soul. So it feels like that your soul is awakening, that the flames of your spiritual flame is awakening, and it's there. There's a lot of things going on, and it's sort of like the spiritual flame. It's almost like it's consuming these things, so you don't have to worry. Like I feel like they keep writing, you're safe, your life is safe, is what they're writing. And I know there's a lot of things coming up, but your spiritual flame will consume these things. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just be. And I know that sounds so general and so vague, but the thing is that when you're always looking for something, okay, when you're looking for the meaning behind everything, reasons, then you kind of get, it distorts, it kind of gets you off on a tangent, where it creates more anxiety because you can't figure out what that is. And your purpose is just to be whatever your heart is guiding you towards. It's not like there's this big sign that they're trying to like get your attention on something specific, as if they're trying to get you to be specifically in alignment with who you truly are. And I know that I would like to not put a name to it, even to say it's happiness or peace, to not put a name to it at all, so that you don't spend so much time struggling for the clarity of it, as opposed to just allowing it to see what comes to you, to see what you're drawn towards. That spiritual flame inside of you, that passion, is all you need. That's the huge sign that you're looking for, they're saying. But let your passion, let your soul's passions and its specifics are very different from the ego's. And your ego will use anything that it can to try to sort of wield it to its own desires, and it'll use something as meaningful as looking or wanting to have a purpose, and it'll focus you on as some kind of success in the world's view of success, and then it causes you to feel like you're not measuring up. So when you feel like you're not measuring up, and then you start to seek out something to compensate for not feeling like you're measuring up, you're not really your inner being would never guide you in this way. It's not ever going to guide you through showing you how unworthy you are. It's not going to do that. So you have to let go in that moment. Let go of that that resistance. Let go of that urge to make something happen, and just go back to just being and being with your passions, just following them. And it's not like many of you have many passions stirring inside of you that you're just afraid to own. And if you're afraid to own them, then it's going to seem as though you don't have a purpose, right? Because you're afraid to own the passions that are stirring within you. You feel like you've talked yourself, you've given yourself all kinds of reasons why you wouldn't succeed. So it'll only deepen your pain and your suffering. And so you have to be. Don't worry about anything beyond what your passion is guiding you. Don't worry about how it's going to work out. You can't imagine it because it's that fresh and that new. It's outside of the scope of your ego, who has no reference for you being at that level of awareness and prosperity. So it's a good thing when you feel like overwhelmed by the prospect of your passions, because it means that that's the door you need to go through. That's the world you need to enter, because it's not a door. The doors are set, walls and doors and windows are what your ego sort of gives you this sense that you got to get through this door or window. The universe is vast. It's another world beyond the one of your ego, and it's completely open and free. It's boundless. It has no doors, no windows, no ceilings, no floors. And so that's why we say, don't be afraid to go through that door of fear that you fear, because it's like if you were trying to hide something, and this is what your ego is trying to do. Your ego is trying to hide a treasure from you. It's like, if you build a safe to your wall and you cover it up with something, right? People usually put it behind their safe, behind these beautiful paintings or whatever. And so the thing is, your ego is going to hide this treasure that behind a door or a wall, and it's usually fear, because it knows that if it's something you fear, you will never go peek behind it. You'll never go there. So don't be afraid of your fears, because that's the door to your freedom. That's the door to that world of possibilities that you can't imagine, because the only reason you can't imagine them is because it's outside the scope of your ego. So let's not be afraid anymore to step through. And don't get me wrong, I'm hearing this with you as I'm listening to them tell me this. So I'm not any better at this than you are. But thank God for all of us being here collectively in our consciousness to provide this information that's coming through. So this is what we already know, and I'm just here to facilitate that for all of us. So don't be afraid of your passions. Don't be afraid of don't be afraid of it to consume you or to consume the world of your ego. That's what it's there for. Let it burn. Let it burn the walls down of your ego, and it's this illusion, this reality, this mirage that it's created that keeps putting all these visuals that are hindrances and that create fear. But remember, fear, behind that fear is a window, a door. So go towards it. Okay, so let me just tune in and see if there's any additional information here. And they're just showing me a tree, a very wide trunk, and so you they want you to trust your connection. I'm just getting this sense that you have a really your connection is growing. It's getting stronger. It's even they're showing me it's just widening here. So don't think for a moment that because of some of the things that you're experiencing that you're becoming less. Okay? You're still connected, and the connection is even stronger than before. And it's why some of the reasons why your fears are seemingly amplifying themselves, because as your soul's connection strengthens, the ego has to build greater walls of fear. And so a lot of us have been experiencing that. Like it just seems like things that our fears are amplifying, or we have more hotbeds sort of going on at more, all at once. It's like you can't figure out how to put out the fires. And it's because the fire of your soul it's just bursting, and it's sparkling, and those sparks are hitting and reaching out into other areas of your ego and burning those walls down. And your ego is trying to create repairs by putting up walls for you to, or doors for you to fear, so you don't go find your way out, because there are many ways out, but you're so used to the condition of fear that you don't consider them. But these possibilities have always been there, but before you were numb. Your soul was always burning its way through the walls of your ego, but you were numb to this activity. You barely sensed it, and now you're really sensitive. And that's why you're sensitive. And as you, the only thing they want you to do is that don't allow your sensitivity to frighten you. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't get caught up in the resistance. Let the universe, let your inner flame do its work. Let your passions, let your soul do the work of clearing out your ego. You don't have that work to do. All you need to do is recognize. When you recognize, you give permission to the universe to complete the ordeal that you're going through, because they don't need your work. They need your recognition of truth. They don't need you to work for work the truth, okay? Because the truth works itself automatically. It is whole and complete. It doesn't need us to do anything. All we need to do is recognize it in order for us to reclaim our spiritual birthrights, if you will, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the Archangel Oracle deck and see what the theme of our week is. Okay, clairaudience, and we haven't had this card, I don't think. So this means that this is the Archangel Zadkiel, and his name means the righteousness of God. So talking about restoring that righteousness, right? So this means clairaudience is about hearing and getting messages from your angels through your auditory senses. So be aware of messages that you hear. Now you may not hear like you hear my voice outside of your ear, but you may hear thoughts inside your mind repeatedly. It's like you can almost hear them. Sometimes I feel like if I say I hear, it's almost like a vibrational hearing, and the vibration turns into words, but it's something clearly coming to you. It's not something you're looking for. It's coming to you. You're picking it up. So just be aware of what you hear, but also be aware that people may say things that you were thinking, and it's like they're amplifying your divine thoughts or echoing them, and making it much clearer to you. So this could happen in that form where outside of you, people or a situation or conversation or something that's said on TV or something, some music that you suddenly hear, is all of a sudden it seems like it's just reading your thoughts, and that may be a form of clairaudience to kind of confirm something that you're a message that you're getting from your angels. So just know that you don't have to work at this. They will do all the work to get the messages across to you, or the answers or the solutions that you're looking for in this week. So don't strain for anything. You don't second guess when you hear something. Did I hear that? Every time you do that, you build on the ego's reality, which is doubt. I mean, that's how the ego got us in the first place. It separated us made us believe that we're separated from God by creating doubt. Okay, and so you will doubt God, you will doubt yourself, you will doubt the good and the source in everyone else that you meet. And if you doubt the source in everyone else that you meet, you doubt the source within you, and you doubt the source itself. Sort of what Jesus said, I'm the Father, and the Father's in me, and so on, and to love thy neighbor as thyself, and to love the Lord God. I mean, it's like, it's what he was saying. It's a cycle. It's all one. And if you doubt and you don't love anyone, God or your neighbor or yourself, you're going to create doubt in that love. Okay, so just be aware of this in this week. So the card says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind and from other people. Exactly. All right, let me just tune in and see if there's any other messages here. I'm seeing like a book. So you may get messages from a book that you're reading, or that you may get messages while you are writing maybe you're writing a book, or you're journaling and something. But these are the ways that you may also get some messages. So if you've been led to some book to read, then be open to that. Okay, there may be something that you're reading, and that some answers may pop up in that for you. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. So this is the card Renewal, which is the Judgment card. And so this gives me a sense of like this whole week's starting off with that same sense that we've been getting already, that there's going to be this kind of revival, some kind of wake-up call, some kind of it's something that's going to call your soul, something that's just going to help you to wake up. So just be aware of this energy at the beginning of the week where you feel like you're coming out of something. Maybe you're learning something. And look, he's writing down something. Or he's like recording something. So be very open to the ideas that come to you this week, and maybe just write them down, because maybe it's going to be it may be overwhelming for you just to receive it. You may need to make it a little bit more concrete by writing it down, because you may start to doubt it because it's just out of the scope of your ego. And so what we want you to do is to write it down, and don't worry about how it's going to unfold. Don't try to get more information than what your inspiration is offering to you in the moment. And don't worry about the next moment, but just go with the inspiration. Just start to do something physical, active. Start working on whatever that information is that you receive, and don't worry about the rest. It says, and I saw the letter U while I was, and looking at it, just popped down and saw this word understanding. So I think this particular message is important. It's understanding your life purpose. Okay, so something's going to come across. It's going to help you to understand your life purpose. But again, don't strain for it. Okay, um, and and again, this is about releasing judgments of yourself and others. This is going like this is beyond the scope of the ego. We judge within our ego so much, but going beyond the world of your ego into your truth, your soul's truth, takes you to that place where you release judgments of yourself and others. Okay, so some things may come up to help you to become free of inner judgment. Okay, here we have the Prince of Spring, and card indicates something um, happening very quickly and being on a spiritual mission in the context of these two cards that we have right now. So something's going to come up for you rather suddenly where you're going to get it. So that's why we don't want you. It's going to be instinctual what your passion is, and what your purpose. Remember, your passion is your purpose. So don't try to look for the purpose and then find the passion. But first, seek out, notice the passions that are burning in your heart, and then take action on them. And in doing so, you would discover your purpose. You would discover what they're writing at the word service, the service that you are good at providing, that makes you feel really good. And I feel like they're writing, like, for some of you, you have a passion with your hands, they're showing me. Okay, so that can mean all kinds of work. But and some people, they're, they're, they're writing out the word machines, or like I'm getting a sense of machines or engineering or something like this. Some of you, it's language, so writing with language. I'm seeing the word exchange. And so um, I'm not sure what the reference is to correlation to exchanges, but you get the idea here. Okay, so let's take a look. It says, immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. Okay, so just know that this is something you can handle. You'll have the energy. Don't be afraid of it. Okay. All right. The Eight of Autumn is the Eight of Pentacles, and so this is about learning something or refining a skill a little bit further. So taking that passion and now refining it. So meaning apprenticeships or some additional education or some studies or some research. Maybe it requires, you can read up a little bit more about this. So let's say I'm getting a sense that you go, oh, well, this is my passion. What can I do with this? Go ahead and do some research is what I'm kind of hearing from them, and discover, some of the jobs that are out there, and other ways that you can develop this, and discover more about it. You'll get some more ideas about how the things that you can't possibly imagine about this. So do a little investigation about this particular passion that you have, and that you probably think it's just a hobby and it's nothing that you could really do with it, and see what others are doing, and see what kind of research is on the internet for these kind of jobs. Type in on a Google search, this job that you may think is a hobby, and see what comes up, because I know Google has done something with the search engine to help with this very kind of thing. So look into that, okay? But just trust the energy. I'm seeing the word energy. So they want you to follow the energy. Don't get caught up in the details or the specifics, the logic of what you're thinking about doing, because you won't see the logic in your passions. But if you follow the energy, it'll unfold the divine logic of this service and this purpose. All right, let's take a look at the card that pulled from underneath, and it's the Moon card. Okay, so this is about just being open in your intuition this week, paying attention to the things that come up for you and the feelings that sort of surface. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings.